Not bad, not bad. Okay, so our goal for every day. Obviously, we want 7 wins, but we would love to get to 6 wins every time we play. It costs 2,000 gems to enter a sealed event. If you get to 6 wins, then you earn 2,000 gems back. So we always love our sealed events to pay for themselves. So our goal every day is to get up to 6, and we've already got our first win. So let's see at least 5 more. Have Nissa versus Nissa. Ooh, okay. So a little land heavy, but a couple early starts. Be nice to get our Gateway Plaza down early. We are going first, which is probably good for us, though I wouldn't mind seeing the extra card. Let's keep. And we are going to start with let's start with a swamp. Okay, no turn 1 play from our opponent. Another swamp for us, which is unfortunate, but nice thing is we are going to go ahead and have all 3 of our colors available for our deck. Okay, Rakdos Trumpeter, so thank you deck for giving us that island. Very grateful for that. Let's go ahead, we'll throw down on other planes. We'll just lay it all out on the board for our opponent. So unfortunately, we're not going to be able to block that Trumpeter. It looks like our opponent is playing Rakdos, so expect to see our opponent get in. Ooh, this is a fun card. Menace and Death Touch, and instant and sorcery spells you control have Death Touch as well. So, meaning any spell that he plays that deals damage will, if he plays like Scorch Mark, which deals 2 damage, it will automatically kill the creature no matter how much life it has, because that spell is considered to have Death Touch. We are going to play our Swamp for turn. We're going to go ahead and attack. If our opponent wants to trade for his Pestilent Spirit, we are happy to do so. And then we're going to hold up Mortify and end the turn here. Because we can't block either of these, so there's no reason to leave our Noxious Grudian back. What in the world is a Grudian? I have to look up the lore on that one. Let's go ahead and we're gonna pass the blockers. I'm gonna see if our opponent wants to play any combat tricks before we go to damage. Look, they're thinking about it. Okay, they don't, so we're gonna go ahead and play and knock out our Pestilent Spirit here. Red-black, I don't think they should have anything to save their creature here. So, one less thing to worry about. Let's see if they follow it up with another creature. We have our Glass of the Guild pack here, and this is exactly what we're worried about before. Here it is, not doing anything for us right now. Just sitting there. We are going to go ahead and play it out. And actually we probably want to attack. Can't block my opponent anyway, and so any situation in which you can't block, it's usually better to just attack in. Here's Scorch Mark. So now the question is, since this is going to die anyway, do we want to go ahead and final payment away our opponent's Rakdos Trumpeter to essentially get value out of the card? The Trumpeter isn't exactly what we would like to get rid of, but we do have this Debtor's Transport, and our opponent hasn't shown us a lot of creatures yet. So we're going to sacrifice a creature enchantment, we're going to sacrifice the Grudian, we are going to... Whoa. Okay. Almost made a mistake there. So we're sacrificing. We're targeting our opponent's creature, and we're sacrificing our own. Make sure you don't get that one backwards. Okay. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next turn we'll be out of cards, but we will have our Debtor's Transport. Do we want to play our Debtor's Transport now and trade for the Rafter Demon? Yeah? Let's see. Sure. So, this is Afterlife 2. We might decide to trade, we might not. If we do decide to trade, now our Glass of the Guild Pact is going to be quite effective, or if our opponent uses a removal spell on Debtor's Transport, our Glass is going to be great because we're going to be able to put 4 power onto the board here. See, our opponent is just realizing that. I really like that you can kind of see the cards your opponents are hovering over and just get a bit of insight into what they're trying to do. So they're going to make us sacrifice our Debtor's Transport, get Afterlife, and now we have 2 2/2s. So actually happy to see Glass of the Guild Pact here. Made our opponent use a removal spell. We still have good trades for the Rafter Demon. Things are going pretty well for us. So we have 1, 2, 5, 6 mana. So we're just going to make our most mana efficient play. We're going to go into combat first. So it's usually better to go into combat first to make your attacks, because your opponent doesn't know what you have in your hand. So these might be combat tricks. Your opponent doesn't know that they are creatures that I have. They don't know if they're removal. They don't know what they could be. So one thing Magic really does encourage is procrastination. The more you can wait until the last moment to do things, the more often you will be rewarded, because the more often you can hide knowledge from your opponent, again, the more often you'll be rewarded for that. So now, main phase 2, we're going to play our Catacomb Crocodile and pass turn. So hiding the knowledge is good because, so let's say I attack and I haven't played my Catacomb Crocodile yet. If my opponent, interesting. My opponent is attacking into my 3/7 with a 4/2. So he probably has some combat trick here. The question is, do I want to sacrifice my crocodile to find out what it is? And honestly, I think that I do. Usually, whenever your opponent might be bluffing, I like to force them to show me the bluff. If they do have it, yeah, look at that, they do have it. Our creatures are still going to trade, so we're trading 1 for 1 here. Our opponent really hasn't gained too much. Reveals their hand. Okay, you got me. No Grudian for me. Okay, so now we're going into combat. Feeling pretty good at the moment. We are the only ones with a board state. Our opponent has none, but we don't have any cards and our opponent does. So a lot of this game is going to depend on who draws the better stuff first, but as it sits, as long as the game doesn't change too much, we are on the path to victory, which is what we like to see. Disappointed to draw a plains here, but we are just going to keep being aggressive. We're going to send in with everything because we really do want this game to close as quickly as possible. If our opponent wants to trade here with Blade Juggler, happy to do so, but they don't. So we got in that damage. 10th District Veteran, let us untap to provide another blocker. Same concept of, actually. At this point, we might not want to trade because we want to push through all the damage that we can. So I'm going to say no blocks. I don't mind taking the 3 damage. It doesn't affect the clock too much. So our opponent plays another creature, plays another 2 creatures, but none of those creatures have flying, which means we're still on a 2-turn clock here. We are going to... Okay, I want to tap my blue and black and white to play my Orzhov Locket. and then we're going to play a plains. So now I can reload with my Orzhov rocket. We are going to go into combat. So let's see. If we attack with everything, my 10th District Veteran will let me untap one of my creatures. And then if they block with the Spike Wheel Acrobat here, these trade, which I don't particularly mind. And if it blocks here, neither trade. There is a 1-mana red combat trick, though, which does make me a bit worried. So I think I just want to attack with my flyers here. None of their creatures have flying. None of their creatures can get flying. So if I attack and they do trade, I'm still left with my 2/2 flyer behind. It doesn't change the clock any, so I'm gonna hopefully make the safer play here. Just attack with my flyers. Let's go to damage. And we will end the turn. I'm going to set a stop at the end of my opponent's turn. Reason why I'm not cracking my locket here to draw cards right now is going to attackers. Okay. We're passing to blockers. What do I want to block? I think I want to block this 5/2 here, and I will take 5 damage. That's fine. Creatures you can call. We have +2/+0, so this is going to be 6, and this is going to be 5, so that's 11 damage. It's a hefty bit of damage. As long as I don't see lifelink, I'm not too afraid. Pass the damage. Okay, and we pick up another win.